Greetings. My name is Bobby Riesco, and I'm a transfer from Oglethorpe University, Georgia State. Oglethorpe was not the best university at all for me emotionally and just in a great deal of ways. But when I came here to Georgia State, a lot of things changed drastically and for the best. And it was not only the students, the amazing people that I met here, it was also the professors who were just so kind to let me talk to them and let me sometimes hang out and just have the friendliest of conversations. And for that, I decided to make this thank you short, whatever you call it, to show my genuine appreciation, but also genuine appreciation from other students to them as well. So I hope you enjoy. Please state your name and what you do here.
I'm Keith Timms, and I'm senior lecturer in theater in the School of Film, Media, and Theater.
Keith, the man. I mean, after months and 2 semesters of failing to get into the film and directing acting class, I botched that up. I finally made it, and I was so lucky enough to have Keith Timms. And I had to have him. He's a sweet dude and a cool guy.
I'm Robbie Land, and I'm a filmmaker, a film artist, and I also teach at Georgia State University film production.
Robbie Lands. I mean, I kind of had to go with this guy. He's super easy on an email. Like, there's no way. Like, it's a production class. Like, I kind of had to include him on that. Plus, he likes cats, apparently. What up, buddy? Yeah.
My name is Laurel Honert. I'm a lecturer at Georgia State University, and I teach history of film, documentary film, film theory, and criticism.
Great. So, what do you love about teaching? What you're most passionate about?
I love seeing students get inspired by what we talk about. I love it when they tell me that they look at films differently now, that they are thinking about something that we've discussed when they're watching TV or going to the movies at home. And so I like the connections that people make between what we learn in class and our everyday lives.
So, Laurel Honored, I remember meeting her my first semester as a junior in Georgia State. She was my film history teacher, and me and my friends, we adored her, so it's like, how could she not be in this video?
Love? No, I enjoy teaching because it allows me to work on my own films. Should I be looking at the camera?
Yeah, look at the
Okay.
camera.
It allows me to work on my own films as opposed to somebody else's. So I used to work on productions such as music videos and worked for a number of television commercials and whatnot as a DP or whatever. But I'm working somebody else's projects. So I decided to start teaching so I can start educating, which I think is cool and fun. But also it allows me to work on my own projects. So therefore, these are my projects, and I'm not working on anybody else's. So it frees up a lot of time to work on my own projects. But it's also, I've always enjoyed teaching because the arts are valuable, and also it's important for people to be educated in the arts and learn their craft.
Mostly I think it's sharing that passion with the students. I think the best moments are the ones where I finally see ideas or concepts or a love for the art kind of click inside of the students I'm working with and sort of light something creative inside of them. And that gives me the biggest feeling of accomplishment and pleasure.
I feel like that almost answered my second question. What do you hope students take away from your classes?
Well, there's a couple of things too. I mean, that's also important, having that passion and that fire. But I also hope that my students recognize that, we tend to think of the arts as this kind of, it's the arts, so we can kind of do whatever. But in truth, like anything else, it requires discipline, focus, and technique. And I hope that my students take away that your creativity is important, but the creativity needs to be shaped with technique and knowledge and craft. And that part of the discipline of being an artist is committing to that craft.
I think the number one thing is I would like them to be inspired to break boundaries, cross boundaries, and be a creative filmmaker. Obviously, they need to know the tools of filmmaking and art making, but obviously, as you hear all the time, you need to know the rules in order to break them. So I want the students to be inspired in order to really push the boundaries of art making and filmmaking.
I hope students get a broader view of culture and society through the lens of film and television. So thinking about how we interact with others in society, how ideology is reflected in movies, and how our engagement with movies in our everyday lives can have an effect on us and our identities and friendships and so forth.
And your fondest memory of teaching?
My fondest memory of teaching.
It'd be crazy, it could be funny, it could be just awesome.
Yeah. I think some of the shows that I've directed have probably given me some of the greatest memories. Getting a cast that gets really excited and moving them towards an artistic goal and having them see commit and create something really interesting and fun and powerful on stage. There have been lots of shows that I've done that are like that. If I had to pick one just off the top of my head because it was fairly recent, I'd go with the production edit of Julius Caesar a couple of years ago, which we set in modern day Washington, D.C. It seemed relevant and appropriate, and I thought the cast did a great job. So I'm very pleased with that overall.
That's a tough one. I think
Wow. Can you give me a week to think about that? I have a lot of them. I think one of them is, I think you guys are familiar with the observation report, providing reading the observation report in class. One semester I had a student rap his, so he presented his in a rap. So it's just like that was fun to have for the class. So, but I have a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So maybe this film will be my fondest memory.
I don't know. I'm never good with like my favorite thing.
You're fine.
Okay.
You also got that portrait that we gave you.
Yeah, well, my immediate reaction was to suck up and be like, "Why teaching you, Bobby?" But then I couldn't think of anything else.
That's totally fine. All right, thank you so much.
All right.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, as I said in the beginning of this video, I really want to show my gratitude to these teachers and also make the project a little longer. So I ended up finding 2 students who had/have these professors, and I wanted to hear their thoughts. What would you say is the most important thing you've learned from Robbie?
From Robbie, I really value the technical aspects of the camera, ISO and depth of field and how to work all that. So that's probably my favorite thing that I've learned.
Kirsten, what do you think is the most important thing that you've learned from Keith Timms?
The most important thing I've learned, well, I had him for a play analysis class, so I learned a lot about older plays. I also learned how to appreciate each play and to really pay attention to what's going on and focus on the little aspects that you wouldn't really look at to really understand what is trying to be achieved in the play. What have you learned from Dr. A?
What have I learned? I have definitely learned proper essay etiquette after one of my papers, after she bashed one of them. I also definitely learned a lot more about history and the code, and how to think about movies from film theory.
Do you look at films differently after having her as a teacher?
Gee, I guess I do. Yeah, I probably do look at films differently because of her. Yeah. Okay, what would you say was your fondest memory of being in this class?
Fondest memory of the class, probably just working together with students to make these videos, and then watching them together in class, and seeing what everyone else comes up with and critiquing them, talking about them.
Fondest memory of Keith Sims.
My fondest memory of Keith is my fondest memory is when Keith would want to demonstrate a scene of the play, to talk about it, analyze it, all that jazz. So he would choose a student and himself, and they would reenact the scene, and it was really great because he would get very, very dedicated and get really into it, and I thought it was really inspiring and cool to watch him do something. You could really tell that he's very passionate about acting and the theater, and I liked it. I liked seeing him up there. It was really cool.
Fondest memory. I guess probably that one time. I don't know, during her office hours, me and David went up to go visit her, and yeah, she is the most down to earth person to have a conversation with. But yeah, no, it was just really fun, just sharing jokes and laughing with each other. Also, what's one nice thing, if many, probably more nice things that you could say about Keith?
He's a really cool dude. If I could take him for every class, I 100% would. The workload was crazy, but it was okay because he made up for it in class when he made me laugh and enjoy. I actually enjoyed reading the plays. I enjoyed reading Macbeth. I think it was I don't know. It was Shakespeare. I enjoyed reading it, and that's cool.
Well, he has a dry sense of humor. Sometimes he'll just say something, and then realize afterwards that it's funny and just laugh a little bit, and then be like, anyway, but he doesn't. His tone doesn't change at all. So I think that's pretty funny. I always laugh a little when he does that.
She is. I think I've already stated this before. She is definitely one of the most down to earth. I'd say also one of the most relatable professors here on campus. She's just a lot of fun, and she's always so generous and kind. To just have her door open during office hours for anybody who's struggling with their class, or they just want to have somebody to talk to. She's just an open and super friendly person, and she's awesome.
All right. Say thank you to me, not to her.
Thank you, Kirsten, for holding the boom mic and being here to film an interview and whatnot.
You're welcome.
And okay, also, Miss Honor, thank you so much.
Oh, it's Doctor, but
Doctor, thank you, Dr. Honor. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Honor, for last year, for the classes I took with you. You are the sweetest person here. Thank you for opening my mind up to movies. Thank you for teaching me a lot about them. Thank you for having a passion for what you teach and what you do here. And yeah, if I could ever take more classes with you, I would. But yeah, miss you.
Keith Timms, you might not remember me because I sat in the back and I was very quiet, but I want to say thank you for being a part of my education and inspiring me to continue in the field of theater and film. And I hope to see you around. You are a really cool teacher and a really cool guy, and you really inspired me, like I said. So thank you for being awesome.
Well, Robbie, thank you so much for teaching me all these important things. I hope to work, and see you around more at Georgia State. And yeah, thank you so much.
That was the most awkward thank you I've ever recorded. All right. What do you think of that cockroach right there?
I'm gonna throw up. I just got okay. Anyways.
We love you, Miss Honor.
Is that it?
That was it.
Okay, bye.